Day number 27. Tomorrow marks 4 weeks and getting closer towards the month as well. And when you keep going to this point, flat lines are to occur. So, like, I feel it now. Where not my motivation to continue this journey has necessarily gone away, but more so consistency in the areas that help get me out of that, like reading, practicing different things, cooking more, being outside, doing all those things. You really gotta push through. Like, you really feel the push as you come into like these later days in the month. You feel you don't have that desire to do it. It's hard. Like, you have to push yourself to get up and do this thing and do that thing. But the Bible tells us in Galatians that we shouldn't grow weary in doing good because we will reap a harvest for it in due time. We will reap good things for the good that we do. We will reap rewards and benefits. So don't do something good for a few weeks and, oh, I don't feel like doing it anymore. So I'm going to give up. The last thing you want to do is follow your feelings, because most times when we follow our feelings, especially on journeys like this, it leads to us failing. Oh, I don't feel like doing this today, or I feel like just looking at a little bit of this, or I feel like taking a peek of this. Don't go by your feelings. Go by what's worked. Go by the things you've been putting into practice that's got you in a good place, in a good mind state, in a good state with Christ. The things that got you there, not going back to the things that not only set you farther away from him, but also made you lose sight of who you were, made you lose sight of your identity, led to you trusting him less, lack of trust. Don't go back to those things. You may feel like, oh, well, this is not a big deal. I'm on day 27 or day 21 or 2 months or whatever, so I'm already feeling the benefits. I'm feeling the benefits of doing good. So if I relapse, it's okay. Because no. These early days is really just a blanket for it. So you may be able to cover it up with benefits for a little bit, but what do you do once you get back into that sinful habit and those benefits wear off? You fall back into the same pattern of behavior that desensitizes you more and takes you farther away from Christ. And as I say, this journey is about drawing closer to Christ so we're able to become pure. And you can't do that if you keep allowing little leeway and little access, or if you allow your idleness to cause you to fall. Because, as I said, through these flatline days, it's easy to not feel like you want to do anything. Easy to lay in bed. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I was laying in the bed for a good amount today when I should have got my butt up and did something. Thankfully, I took a walk, but still, I shouldn't have been in the bed that long. I should have done something productive. I should have went and cooked. I should have done something, because that little moment of I don't feel like doing this could turn into a pattern of it, and I could be doing it every single day, and then turning back into those habits of laziness in that one area is going to rub off on other areas, and before you know it, it's going to hit lust and start tempting you again. The devil, he work in crazy ways. Him and his demons work in crazy ways. You feel like you farm, or you feel like you do this one thing, but the devil knows that one thing will set up a chain reaction of a bunch of bad things. So you got to be careful to not allow these flat lines to get to you, because some people take a flat line as, I'm just, what's the point of this? When it's like, no, you're gonna have those days, like for me today, where you feel like you don't want to do anything, where you feel like, why am I doing this? But it's all for a purpose. We don't want to just cover this up with a blanket. We want to create something new. We want to fully transform our minds, our bodies, our spirits, our hearts to be pure human beings and be who God created us to be for a specific purpose. We want to be that, but we can't be that if we allow all of these things to distract us, if we allow laziness to overtake us, if we allow little temptations to trap entrap us again. And we've already been trapped long enough, but we can overcome that. Especially you made it, you're at day 27. You know how hard that is. 27 days where you had to keep your focus, and you just want to give that up. Don't give it up. Even if you didn't haven't reached day 27 and you just be having to watch this video, whatever you want, don't give up, because you put in work to get there, whether that's day 3, day 100, day 50, whatever. It took you time and focus to build up, and you want to just destroy that because of a flat line, or just because you don't feel like you're in the mood. No, don't let those feelings dictate you. Don't let those feelings overtake you. And if you feel that way, go to God in prayer. Get in the Word. Do these things. They are crucial to this journey, because we can do all of this other stuff. We can go for walks. We can cook. We can work out. We can maybe cut off certain things. All of that stuff is beneficial. All that stuff is important, and all that helps. But drawing closer to God is the number one thing that isn't just going to help us get past sin retention, but it's also going to help us build purity, discipline, and purity, and consistency. Discipline, purity, consistency, commitment. Those are the things we need on this journey, because it's not just about us anymore when we give our lives to Christ. It's about the ones around us. And we have to realize that. Stop being selfish, because if you keep going back to this, if you keep relapsing, if you're not even trying, if you allowing these things to overtake you, you're being selfish. We can't be selfish. We got to be selfless, because we impact other people in our lives, whether that's your spouse, your partner, girlfriend, friend, your mom, that person you run into every day. You're having a positive effect on somebody, or you're having an effect on somebody in your life, and you want that effect to be a positive one, not a negative one. And how do you do that? By making yourself pure. We got to be pure human beings. We have to be pure human beings in order to help instill that positivity into others. Because how can we spread positivity and offer it on a consistent basis when we don't even have that built inside ourselves? And that starts with pushing through these flat lines, pushing through when the going gets tough, pushing through when you don't want to do anything, pushing through when the devil comes his hardest. We got to overcome that, and we can't overcome that in the power of Christ. So day 27, don't give up. Continue to remain focused. Continue to remain humble. Remember what got you here. Remember what took you away from that, and the things that took you away from that. Remove those things and build new habits. You got this. I believe in you, brother and sister, if you watch. Let's keep going.